What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Brian Watkins, and welcome to the Brian Watkins channel. My subject today is about I'm constantly being hit on by married women. Now, personally, I don't mess with married women. I don't. Why I'm making this video is for other fellas that's experiencing the same thing. Um, it's like the more I show that I don't date married women, the more I get hit on. In the past, seriously, I'm not making this up, viewers. I would say in the last month, I have been hit on by at least 4 or 5 different married women in a row. And fellas, these ain't the, barefoot and pregnant type looking married women. These women be fine. I be, man, I'm being honest. It's more so if they weren't married, I would talk to them instantly. It happened again today. And they be of all different nationalities. Some of them be black, white, Filipino, all different nationalities. They be fine too. And I don't understand. I'm like, I don't be paying no attention to them. Usually, the second thing I do, and when I see a very attractive looking woman, is I look at her hand and see, where she's at in her life. If she has a wedding ring on, she don't exist to me. And one came up on me 2 weeks ago. I was at Starbucks and we sat and talked, and her husband called twice. She never told him what she was doing. And I found that strange. And like I said, I get hit on a lot by married women. And one of the reasons why I don't mess with married women was actually 2 reasons. Not to get on a religious subject, but I know, God don't approve of that type of behavior. Second, my father, he's deceased now. That's all he did was sleep with married women. And it wasn't cool. A lot of bad things went wrong. They were life threatening. So, growing up seeing all these things, the last thing I wanted to do was to duplicate his behavior. So, I'm content with not having anything to do with a married woman. Now don't get me wrong, I've came across quite a few married women that I admit, if she ever got a divorce, not that I'm wishing that, or her husband passed away, not that I'm wishing that, I would talk to him in a heartbeat, but that's usually not the case. And I've done some research on it, and the difference between, I learned from doing my research, when a man chooses to have a marital affair outside of his marriage, it's usually for sexual gratification. He is not going to leave his wife for the mistress that he has. I learned that when a woman decides to have an affair outside the marriage, be if she's happy or not, it's usually for they don't lack of attention, lack of affection. Um, what's that? There's no emotional connection with her and her spouse. There's no closeness at all. And she thinks about it long and hard. And if everything is right, not that it's all, and it's not always based on sex. It's more so attention, affection, uh, an emotional bond, with that other person outside the marriage. And if all those things are met constantly and successfully, in her book, she will leave her husband. See, so it's just a lot of things that are not cool, and it's just getting worse. I mean, women already outnumber us. So when I experienced this, and mind you, I'm an older guy, I'm not a teenager or anything like that. So most of the time, I see a beautiful woman, which I enjoy seeing. I look and I keep it moving. Just so happens we strike up a conversation, or she's in an area that's close to me, like at a coffee shop, restaurant, movie, library. anything of that nature where you inevitably just happen to be close to each other. I acknowledge her beauty. Uh, I look at that hand. If I see there's a wedding ring on her hand, oh, she don't exist. In fact, here we go. This was about 2 years ago. This woman was taller than me. She was dressed immaculate, beautiful. And I was like, she's either a lawyer or she's in the real estate. So I asked her, and she explained that she was a combination of both. Make a long story short, fellas, I looked at her hand. Her ring was so big it almost made me blind. Make a long story short, when she saw that I was not trying to sleep with her because she was married, she dumped me right on my head like it was nothing. And I was kind of hurt. And I'm like, man, if I was trying to do these type of things with married women, it would never work this way. So, fellas, if you were experiencing the same thing, you know, by all means, comment, subscribe to my channel. I want to hear, what you're experiencing. So subscribe to my channel for two reasons. I make videos constantly, and also I'm running a contest where you can win cash and prizes. So in order for you to successfully, be able to sign up and win, you have to subscribe to my channel so you will know when I'm announcing when that contest will begin. So if you like my channel, click that you do. If you don't, click that you don't. Leave comments about this particular subject and any other requests, and I will respond at my earliest convenience. And also continue to support the Brian Watkins channel with a donation. Thank you for your time, and don't you go anywhere.